quietly or there will be trouble.
Howdy folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am your host, the Mighty Bjorn, and today for you, I got a Bjorn's Mighty Thoughts video. Just going to be talking a little bit here, going to be unscripted, going to be actually talking about a trailer for a game I just seen, although it's actually the second trailer, and that is for RoboCop Rogue City. Now, I did see a trailer, I don't know, I want to say 4 or 5 months ago for Rogue City, and there really wasn't anything to really see. This is a game that's being done by Teyon, and actually MGM has a part of it, which was the company that did the RoboCop films and RoboCop series. But they're working on this game for RoboCop, and I'm actually, after seeing the trailer this past weekend, I'm a bit more interested in RoboCop Rogue City than it was previously. What was shown previously about 5-6 months ago was really nothing to talk about and really didn't give you an idea of what the game was going to look like or anything. But let's dive on into it. I'm going to give you some information before I show the trailer myself and things of that nature. So, I mean, here we go. RoboCop, he's back. This is awesome. I remember growing up as a kid watching the movie RoboCop and RoboCop 2 for that matter. I loved both those movies. I had RoboCop 3, but I wasn't so into it. It wasn't near as good as RoboCop 1 and 2, especially the original RoboCop, which was just an awesome film starring Peter Weller. And then, like I said, the game is being done by Teyon, which, for those who aren't familiar, they did Rambo the video game and Terminator Resistance, which what I have to say is with Rambo the video game, the game really wasn't all that great. It was pretty let down. The one thing I'll give the game credit for is the fact is it did a really good job dealing with the lore of Rambo, but it really wasn't. The game itself really wasn't that good. But what can I say? But then they did Terminator Resistance, which I had my doubts in because of RoboCop, and Terminator Resistance is actually really good. So is the Annihilation Line DLC. Folks, if you haven't seen it, I got reviews on both the Annihilation Line DLC and Terminator Resistance itself, as well as actually a few guides for Terminator Resistance. So definitely check out Terminator Resistance if you're a Terminator fan. I highly recommend this game. With all that being said, Peter Weller is returning to the mantle of RoboCop. Now understand, he hasn't been, to my knowledge, he hasn't been in the shoes, essentially, or the cyborg body, if you will, of RoboCop since RoboCop 2. Now, I'm not sure if he did the voice acting for Mortal Kombat 11. I know Mortal Kombat 11 had RoboCop in it. I didn't play Mortal Kombat 11, so I'm not going to lie. I didn't take time to look and see if Peter Weller was a part of that. But it has been confirmed that Peter Weller is returning to the cyborg body of RoboCop, and he is actually going to be RoboCop for Rogue City, which gives me a bit more high hopes. And the fact that it's a Teyon game, I think they're really going to care about the lore and the general feel of the game, things of that nature. But listen, I'm going to just let the trailer roll, and then I'm going to back the trailer up, and I'm going to give some input and feedback on what I see, and we'll go from there.
In local news, a new crime wave that is sweeping Detroit has already claimed the lives of 21 police officers.
Disturbance? I'm a big fan. Now move!
Can you fly? hell is this? Where is all the money?
We all saw it hesitate in a life and death situation. Why?
Listen, I would trust this guy with my kids. I mean, if I had any. This was just an isolated glitch.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
All right, folks, let's back the trailer up. I'm going to give some input. I'm also going to turn down the trailer here a little bit, and let's get this going, and I'll talk a little bit. I'll pause it at certain moments and point something out. Now, this part, I honestly really appreciate. I mean, it's that cityscape feel that you'd kind of expect from RoboCop. You know, it's supposed to be Detroit. Now, what's interesting here is actually, I mean, I don't know what the game's called, but it kind of reminds me of actually the Splatterpunks, sort of, kind of, from RoboCop 3.
Disturbance? I'm a big fan. Now move.
Now, the cool thing here, I think, is the car. The car looks spot on right from the movie. I don't know what year the game is supposed to be set in. If it's supposed to be set, you know, back in the 80s, early 90s period of when RoboCop 1 and 2 was done. There's also been no information on if this is in between RoboCop 1 and 2. Is this after RoboCop 2? Nothing along those lines. But, man, they got the car. And just looking how RoboCop looks inside the car, the way the light reflects off the different armor pieces and the helmet, just looks rad. I like the sound effects, the way he gets out of the car. I mean, that was, you know, this was kind of the RoboCop thing of the moment he arrives and gets out of the car, he has inserted his dominance. We've got a little bit more of the cityscape here. Once again, looks great. I like how there was the newspaper flying in the air and stuff like that. I mean, nice little details like that kind of makes the game seem more alive.
Can you fly?
And see, once again here, we got like that more splatterpunk feel from what you get from like RoboCop 3, or at least the look, if you will. Okay, we got some shootout action here. Let's point some things out here. Okay, so there you go. You just saw the dumpster flying across there. That was definitely, I believe that was something you could do in Infiltrator mode in Terminator. Also, you can see here he's grabbing a guy by the neck, and he actually throws him here in a moment. And that's definitely another thing that was from Terminator Resistance as well. That was also part of the Infiltrator DLC. So seeing a bit of Terminator Resistance mechanics here, can't really blame them for going that route because it's already done. You know, the engine's already there. And honestly, you know, that's kind of what it would feel like. It would feel like you're a Terminator among men. So, yeah, I think that's a good route to go with it. Besides, it's cool to pick them up and throw them, right? Very RoboCop-ish like. Now, that part there I do kind of think is cool. Let's back it up a little bit where he does, like, the target lock on. That is definitely, like, wow, right out of the movie looking. That's pretty freaking cool. I wonder how accurate it's going to be, though. That'd be kind of cool if it's something, I don't know, maybe you press a button prompt and it locks on the target and it just kind of, everything happens the way it's supposed to from that point. I don't know. It's going to be cool, though. It's going to be interesting to see, at least. So, I mean, here we got more of that action, ultra-violence look of what Terminator is, or Terminator, RoboCop is. Now, the one thing I'm not sure of here is you see him, he's targeting to the left, but it looks like he's shooting straight ahead. I really, really hope that when the game does come out, the hand does shift based on where you're supposedly targeting. Also, that being said, it's nice to see the Auto 9. You know, they actually did the Auto 9 in great detail, which was a Beretta M93R, which is essentially, it's more or less an automatic, well, it's actually a burst fire version of the Beretta 92. And we got Ed 209 here. Gonna have to shoot down stuff on top of him, makes sense. Little detail here. The leg details here, just spot on. I mean, they take the time to meticulously detail the look of the inner leg part of the armor. They probably could have cheated that and got around that. And I actually did look at some photographs from what they showed in the movie. And it looks pretty spot on from the movie itself, which tells me this game is lore-wise, looks, feels, etc. Once again, like I've said, is going to be in really good hands. I like the details of the Auto 9 here, including the fact that there's some stampings on the rear sight, and just the way RoboCop himself is gripping the Auto 9 just seems more realistic.
What the hell is this? Where?
Of course, you always have to have a guy in a suit. It's RoboCop. I'm sure for some odd reason this guy's kind of attached to all this stuff that's going on.
Where is all
Or
the
maybe a
money?
suit we haven't seen yet. So we got a shootout here between the police and the gang. Now, the one thing here with the police that kind of bugs me a little bit is their uniforms look a little too gray. For those that aren't familiar, the jumpsuits, the cop jumpsuits, were actually a dark blue. Little detail, I guess, could be overlooked. Also, Steyr Uggs. Yes, the cops in RoboCop had Steyr Uggs. I believe that was more RoboCop 2 than RoboCop itself. They also had M16s as well, but it's nice to see that they actually took the time to do the body armor, did the great detail for the body armor the cops had in RoboCop, as well as they even took time to do the Steyr Uggs for the police officers.
We all saw it hesitate in a life and death situation.
Wow, look at that big hair on that news reporter. You know what? This kind of does tell me late 80s, early 90s period. So, the prime time of RoboCop, boy.
Why?
Listen, I would trust this guy with my kids.
Also,
if I had
nice
any.
detail on the
This
OCP
was
logo in
just
the
an
background.
isolated glitch.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Now, I have to say, spot on, looking like Peter Weller. I mean, damn. When I saw that, it was like, you know, an animated movie. Let's get a RoboCop animated movie when I seen this, starring Peter Weller. I mean, this is great. It actually looks pretty damn close to how Peter Weller looked when he did the film RoboCop. You saw the photograph a little bit earlier. So, I mean, what more can I say? Just awesome stuff. Awesome detail work on the graphics. Now, as you can see, it's coming to PlayStation 5, coming to Xbox X Series. It's also going to be on Steam and Nintendo Switch. And you'll be able to get it through Steam or Epic Games. I've already wishlisted on Steam. I know it's a little bit under a year out. But, yeah, I have to say that I think this could be really good. Now, that being said, I think it's going to be one of those games where you're going to have to be a real fan to actually enjoy it. I think it's going to emphasize, you know, the fanboyness in the RoboCop fans and Well, I'm one of them, so I might be being a bit biased here. I am still a little skeptical because Teyon doesn't necessarily have the greatest track record, in my opinion. I mean, Rambo, I can give them bonuses for worrying about the lore of Rambo, but the game itself was honestly poorly done. I mean, it was a rail shooter, and who wants to play a multi-hour rail shooter? But they did a really, really great job with Terminator Resistance. Now, there's a couple areas I think they could have improved on, but in general terms, Terminator Resistance was actually really good and didn't get the love that it deserved. I think what we could see here, you know, if they do it right, which I think they will, I feel like they're going to do this right, and it looks like that's the direction it's heading, is that they're doing it right. They're worried about the lore of the franchise, etc. As well as, you know, I'm seeing a very similar to Terminator Resistance gameplay. I think this could actually be really good. I think it's got really good. I hope it's really good. I'm going to be paying attention to it. And, you know, hopefully there'll be some more information I can say here closer to the time that it comes out. Who knows, maybe a couple months from now, they'll show a more detailed gameplay trailer than what they have right now. But, yeah, Terminator Resistance. Get on Steam. Go wishlist or Terminator Resistance. Oh, my God. RoboCop Rogue City. Sorry, folks, I'm old and shit. RoboCop Rogue City. Go wishlist it. It looks like it could be good. Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. And go ahead, put your thoughts down below. What did you think about the trailer for RoboCop Rogue City? Anyway, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. And have yourself a wonderful day.